If you are watching this video for the first time, make sure you are subscribing to Anantalakshmi Academy. Once you click on the subscribe button, you will see a bell icon. If you click on that bell and click on all, you will get to know whenever I upload a video. This will send you a notification. Hello everyone, welcome back to Anantalakshmi Academy. Today we are going to discuss the concept that is needed for us to solve the exercises 1.2 problems. Okay, first we are going to discuss the concept that is needed and later on accordingly we are going to solve the exercise. Alright, even before this part I have uploaded a first part which is introduction of real numbers and exercise 1.1. If you are directly coming to this video, please make sure to go through that video as well. Either I'll be attaching the link in the description box or attaching the same video in the end card. Please go through it as well. If you're watching this for the first time, please make sure to subscribe to Anantalakshmi Academy so that you'll get to notify whenever I upload a video. Alright, so today we are going to discuss the concept that is needed for us to solve the HCF and LCM problems in exercise 1.2. That is our theorem 1.2. If you read the textbook, you get to know what is theorem 1.2, which says that every composite number can be expressed as the product of its prime factors. Let me write it down. Every composite number. In the first part, we have discussed what is a composite number, which is a number which is divisible by 1 itself and other numbers as well. Every composite number can be expressed as product of its prime factors. Product of its prime factors. The product obtained is unique no matter in whatever the order we write the prime factors. All right. So the composite numbers can be expressed as the product of its prime factors. We know what are factors. When you call a number as a factor of some other number, when do we call it? When that particular number is divisible by the second number. That is when we call it as a factor, right? Expressed as product of its prime factors. When do you call a factor as prime? When the factor is one among the prime numbers. So what is he trying to say? Every composite number can be expressed as product of its prime factors. So let us see. Let me consider an example of 12 and 18. How can I write 12? 2 into 6. 2 into 2, 2, 3. Right? Which can be written as 2 square into 3. 18 is 2 into 9. 2 into 3 into 3, which is 2 into 3 square. Now, what is 2? Is it not a prime number? Yes. What is 3? It is also a prime number. Now that 12 and 18, we expressed it in the terms of product of prime factors. The product obtained like this is unique no matter in whatever. You can write it as 2 into 2 into 3 or 2 into 3 into 2 or 2 into 3 into 2 into 2. No matter in whichever order you write the prime factors, but the product is unique and every composite number can be expressed in the form of product of prime factors. Okay, that is theorem 1.2. Now we use this to get HCF and LCM. What is HCF? In the first exercise, in the earlier video, we have solved HCF using Euclid's division algorithm. Now that we are able to get the factors using this in the form of prime factors, what is HCF? HCF is nothing but the product of least powers of common prime factors. Listen to me carefully. HCF is nothing but the product of least powers of common prime factors. Now what is the HCF of 12 and 18? We have 2 and 3 as the common factors. But what is the least power of 2? Here we have 2 square and here we have 2 power 1 itself. So 2. 1 is 2. And how about 3? 3 also we have 3 power 1 here. 3 square is here. But we need to consider the least power for HCF. So 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Alright, let's solve the HCF of 12 and 18 using our Euclid's lemma to figure out whether we are getting the same answer. So 12 ones 12. When you do the subtraction, 6. The remainder is not 0. So we divide the divisor with this remainder. 6 2s are 12. This becomes 0. So what is the HCF? According to Euclid's lemma, 6. What is it? Isn't it the same? Yes. That is what theorem 1.2 says. So now that we got to know the HCF, let us figure out LCM. LCM is nothing but the least common multiple is equal to the product of highest powers of each prime factor. It is not common. It is each prime factor. Each factor is nothing but how many factors do we have? 2 and 3, right? What is the highest power of 2? We have 2 square. And what is the highest power of 3? We have 3 square. 2 square into 3 square is nothing but 4 into 9, which is 36. This is how we figure out HCF, highest common factor, and LCM, least common multiple, using the theorem 1.2. Alright, this is the concept that is needed for us to get started for solving the problems exercise 1.2. There are 1 or 2 examples before the exercise. Please go through them before we jump into the exercise. Alright, let's go to the exercise problems. So here we are with the first problem of exercise 1.2. Express the following as product of prime factors. Okay, product of prime factors. One way we could do is 140. 2 7s and 2 3s, 2 5s, 5 7s. Alright, so one way of doing this is this, or you can directly write it as 2 into 70, 2 into 2 into 35, 2 into 2 into 5 into 7, which will finally give it as 2 square into 5 into 7 in both the cases. Okay, I am solving the fourth bit. We have around 5 bits in problem number 1. I am solving first one and fourth one. So let's look at this 5005, 1001. So 5 into 7, 1s are 7, 3 0, 7 4s are, and 7 3s are. Okay, now 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. 11 13 is 143. This is one more way of doing, or if you are familiar with this process, you can do it and write it in the form of this, the prime factors finally. Okay, however way you are comfortable, just do it that same way. So here for second problem, fifth problem, and third problem I am not doing, I am leaving that for you. So if you solve them, you will get to know how it is. If you are not able to, please ping in the comment section so that I could solve this for you in the later videos. Alright, let's jump into problem number 2. So here we are at second problem. Find LCM and HCF by prime factorization method. Okay, we have already discussed the concept that is needed to solve this kind of problems, right? HCF being the product of least powers of common prime factors, and LCM being the product of highest powers of each prime factor. Okay, so let's do that. So 12 can be expressed as 2 into 6, 2 into 2 into 3. This is nothing but 2 square into 3. 15 can be expressed as 3 into 5, which is just 3 and 5. 21 can be expressed as 7 into 3, which is nothing but the same thing, 7 into 3. So if you look at here, what are the common things? 3, 3, 3. Okay, what is HCF? HCF is nothing but the least powers of common factor, right? What is the common factor? 3. All right. LCM is nothing but the highest powers of each prime factor. 2 square is 1, 3 power is 1 in all the cases, and 5 and 7. This becomes 4 3s 12, 12 5s are 60 into 7, which is nothing but 420. The LCM of 12, 15 and 21 is 420 and HCF is 3. So if you already have seen the concept, then you will get to understand how have I written HCF and LCM. All right. So please do not forward the video without listening concept and directly jump into exercise. It is equally important. Concept is always equally important as problems. So please go through the concept, understand the concept, and then jump into exercise problems. So that is about problem number 2. You have 4 to 5 bits left over. Please do it by yourself. If you're not able to get them or solve them and get the correct answer, please ping me in the comment section so that I could solve this in the later videos. Alright, let's jump into problem number 3. So here we are at the third problem. Let me read out the problem for you. Check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Okay, given, what is given? 6 power n. Can I write 6 as 2 into 3 whole power n? Yes, right? Now they are asking us, can end with the digit 0. For any number, the divisibility rules, division rules, whatever we have learnt. For any number which is ending with digit 0, what should be the factor? 5 should be the common factor along with the other prime factors. Whenever a digit ends with 0, 5 must be a factor. Alright, let us state that. For a number which is ending with 0, zero, 5 must be its one of the factors. Either 5 should be the only factor or 5 should be one of the factors. But here for 6, we have only 2 and 3. We do not have 5. But for 6 power n, 5 is not a factor. Isn't it? Hence, 6 power n cannot end with 0. Alright, this is about problem number 3. Let's jump into problem number 4. Here we are at the fourth problem. Explain why 7 into, given 7 into 11 into 13 plus 3 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. What is the definition of composite numbers? A number is said to be composite when it is divisible by 1, itself and any other number. Isn't it? So, this particular number, whatever is written, let me take 13 common from both these terms. That way it becomes 7 into 11 into 1 plus 1. Alright. Now, in both these terms, I am taking 5 common. 5 into 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 1. 3 plus 1. Okay, 1 here I have excluded since this is the multiplication with 1. So now, if you look at these two terms, other than whatever the value of this, this particular value is divisible by 13 and this particular value is divisible by 5. Other than this product and summation, this is divisible by some other numbers like 13 and 5. Hence, they are composite numbers because this particular product is divisible by 1 and this product and 5. You get it, right? So, the products are divisible by 13 and 5 respectively other than 1 and itself. 1 and itself. Hence, they are composite numbers. Okay, that is the reason I am stressing on the concepts. Okay, in the very first video I have given you the definition of composite numbers. What is it? Any number which is divisible by 1 and itself and other numbers is known as composite number. In this it is divisible by 13, in this is divisible by 5. Hence they are composite numbers. Next problem, fifth problem, is similar to this problem, so I am leaving it as is. Please try to solve it by yourself. If you don't get it, please do a comment so that I'll be solving in the later sessions. Alright, let's jump into problem number 6. So the last problem in the exercise, which is problem number 6. What is the last digit of 6 power 100? Sorry, this is 6 power 100. So earlier in second problem, somewhere we saw 6 power n, right? So 6 power 100 can be written as 2 into 3 whole power 100. Alright? So let us try to understand. 6 power 1 is 6. 6 square is 6 into 6, which is 36. 6 cube is equal to 6 into 6 into 6. 36 6 are 6 6 are 36, 6 3s are 18 plus 3 216, and it goes on. Okay, so if you observe, what is the last digit of 6 power 1? 6. 6 square? Yes. 6 cube? 6. That is nothing but whatever the last digit that is coming at the end is nothing but the product of its prime factors. What is it? The product of its prime factors. What are the prime factors of 6, 2 and 3? So, the last digit is equal to, resembles the product of its prime factors. What are the prime factors of 6? Prime factors of 6, which is nothing but 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. Alright, so this is about problem number 6 in exercise 1.2. Congratulations again, we have successfully completed the second exercise in our first chapter, real numbers. So if you feel that the content is worth enough and you are able to understand this, please forward this to your classmates or anybody who is studying 10th class in your relation or circle. Alright, so please make sure to subscribe to Anantalakshmi Academy to make sure you get the later videos notified. Alright, thank you for watching.